Hello, hello, hello. I am Angelo Ponzi, your host here at the Business Growth Cafe, and we are taking a 5-minute break. Get a little better at this as learning the technology and working, not technology, I understand technology, but working with multiple pieces of software to make this show happen. I do not have an engineer. I am a brave soul doing this on my own. But today we're going to talk about something very interesting. It's actually an article that I read in Entrepreneur Magazine by a man named Jason Pfeiffer, and I think I got his name correct. And it's the title of the article was in March of this year called "It's Time for Calendar Zero." So I was like, "What the heck is that?" And what he wrote about was a kind of a goal that he originally had this idea of was a zero inbox, if you will, is minimizing or mitigating, frankly, the amount of emails that we have in our inbox. But at the end of the day, you really can't control that. I talk to clients all the time that we can talk about, POs, for example. But if you can't control when the PO happens or how much the PO is for, then ultimately you can't control that. We can report on it, we can measure it, but we can't control it. So when we think about our inbox, which is kind of my bane of existence, right? It's if the email is popping up, frankly, I got it off right now because if it was popping up here while I'm doing this podcast, I'd probably be looking down to see who was texting me. So that's kind of the bane of my existence. And I turn it off at points in time throughout the day because I don't want to be distracted. But it wasn't really about distraction as much as kind of being able to minimize the amount of emails that you get, how you handle those emails. And then ultimately, if you're not responding to emails, you can be more productive. But his concept really was not necessarily flipping from emails, but it was about your calendar. And I love that because it's something I actually do is I block out times and days so I can work on my business or do deep dives into particular work. And because you need that, you can't, really do strategic thinking if you got 5 minutes in between a meeting or if you're fielding emails left and right, because we also get a lot of junk emails that unless you got this really great spam filter and you're not getting stuff because of I'm a research guy, so I sign up for all these newsletters and all these statistical reports, and it goes like my basket gets inundated with them. And so I tend to look at them. I want to read them. I want to understand it. But that also distracts from maybe client work or other things that I need to work on. So this concept that I really loved, and I wanted to, if you haven't read his article, I encourage you if you do. It's in the March 22nd Entrepreneur on entrepreneur.com or an Entrepreneur Magazine. And it's the idea basically that you can block out your calendar to give you that focus. Really, it's about focus. How do you take that time to really dig in and work on your client's business or your new business activities or frankly, podcasts, whatever it happens to be, that you can block out that time to make it happen. Unless I'm missing something, it sounds like something really simple to do. And once you do, you've got to stick to it. I have meetings and organizations and things we do with various, I'll call them my partners, and we'll get a block, and next thing you know, XYZ is canceling because a client called or he's got to go do something. It's like, wait a minute, we blocked out this time. What you just did impacted everybody else. So think about how do you set up your calendar so you can focus on what you need to do. Now, one of the things that Jason did, he had 3 truths. And I'm going to read these. I'm going to look down. I'm going to read these. We cannot confuse productivity with a packed schedule. I don't know about you, but sometimes I look at my calendar and it's like, holy crap. I have like no time to do anything. It's just nonstop going on. His second truth, I love this. There is no award for being the busiest. Sometimes we confuse busy with productivity and maybe even success. And third, we do not claim the time we need, others will do it. We do not claim the time we need, others will do it. Time is a commodity we just can't get back. So if you're not utilizing your time and it is gone, just like 5 minutes are almost gone from this conversation, hopefully you found it beneficial. But at the end of the day, 5 minutes have all passed by for all of us. And we have to make sure that we're utilizing this time productively. And that's why I hope you continue to tune in to these 5-minute coffee breaks and continue to listen And I love ideas. If you want to send me some ideas of shows that you think you'd like to have me talk about, or frankly, we can move on and talk about having you got on for a guest. I'm going to start bringing some guests onto these when I take them officially live, and we are going to continue this exciting and what I find interesting topics that we'll talk on. So again, thank you for joining me here at the Business Growth Cafe, and I will see you soon.